Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Bleak Rides. Today's video is brought to you in part in collaboration with Bull Moto. Bull Moto just started a full line of t-shirts. I'll link his website in the description box down below. But if you're into cool shirts, maybe consider checking out Bull Moto. He's got something for everybody. Without further ado, let's get into today's install video, shall we? In today's video, we'll be changing out these rear shocks on my 05 Sportster. Right now I have 15s on there. They're a little too much. I feel like I'm sliding forward on the bike. So this will be changing out your rear shocks on a Sportster. To start, we're going to take off part of my exhaust, starting with an exhaust chromed cover. So let's get into that. This chrome cover has two clamps holding it onto the exhaust. We'll remove those and it should come right off relatively easily. With both our clamps unscrewed, it literally pulls right off, just like that. Next we have our exhaust clamp. We'll remove that and two additional bolts and be in a position to remove this slip-on exhaust. Next, we have two lower positioning bolts. Alright, now we're ready to remove this slip-on exhaust. Requires a little finesse, but I know you can do it. Now, with our shock exposed, we can jack this bike up and start the shock removal process. Keeping my tire still on the ground for now, I will start with my star bit and my 3/4 wrench. On this model of Sportster, you do have to use a wrench to remove the bottom bolt. Again, using our star bit, we will now remove the upper bolt. And just like that, one side shock is off. Just for positioning purposes, I've used my old floor jack to slightly lift the rear swing arm so that my bolts will line up in the right spot. You can use a measuring tape and figure out this distance for your new shocks. With our new shock on, we can start reassembling. Grabbing our torque wrench and setting it to 45 pounds. Manufacturer's recommendation between 45 and 50. We're going to torque these just that. And just like that, that side is done. Let's move on over to the other side, shall we? Moved out of the way, we can start reassembly of this side. Line our bolt up, make sure we're threading in nicely, no catching. I like to do this part by hand, just to make sure I don't risk cross-threading a bolt. Feels pretty good. Remember to torque this side as well. You don't want to risk anything when doing a shock repair. Now, let's put the bike back on the ground and we'll put our exhaust back on, wrapping up this project of a rear shock swap on my 05 Harley Davidson Sportster. The slip-on exhaust slides right back on and is reconnected with our clamp as well as our 2 retention bolts. This process shouldn't have any binding. These bolts should line up relatively easily, and if they don't, you may want to check that this gasket is still in place. Otherwise, you may need to replace it. Now moving back onto our 9/16, we'll reattach the muffler clamp. And there you have it, everybody. For this project, it took me about an hour. That includes both sides. I had to remove a couple of parts off my exhaust, a piece of the slip-on exhaust itself. For the exhaust clamps, I had an 8mm socket, metric. For my star bolts, I used a T50. For my muffler clamp, a 9/16 standard. For my muffler attachment bolts, that would have been a 1/2 inch. And for our rear shock nut, that's a 3/4 wrench. These are 13.5 progressives from Burley brand. Now, for those of you paying attention, I put this shock on facing sort of the wrong direction. There's not a wrong direction for this style of shock, but I wanted the logo facing out, and I didn't do that. I'm not going to take it all the way back off. I can live with that. It is what it is, as we say around here. With the bike cleaned up, we're ready to go for a ride. Hey, go check out Bull Moto's t-shirt shop. He's got some really cool ideas, some really cool designs, making shirts for all of us in the motorcycle community. He's a great guy with a great channel. Make sure you go like and subscribe to some of his stuff. He does a lot, and he's always putting out more. Hell yeah. This has been Bleak Rides. Thank you for coming to the Lousy Productions garage, doing a little shock swap with me. I want you to know you can do this with just a handful of tools. You don't have to take it to a shop. You can be your own YouTube certified mechanic. Oh yeah. Nice. Well, with that, put these damn tools away. Go for a ride. Oh yeah. Oh, are you guys still here? Alright, so like you see, 13.5's on there. One thing you will want to check is your belt deflection. Shouldn't be able to turn this belt more than 45 degrees. Mine is a little loose, but not so loose I can't take a test ride. You don't want more than a 1/2 inch push up on this, and no more than 45 degrees twist on that. I'll do another video where I show adjusting your belt, but for now, let's go try out these 13.5's. I can already hear the comment section. Bleak, you're setting a bad example, you're in shorts. I know, and I'm taking a chance going around the block. But sometimes we take chances. Oh, those feel nice. I do like it. I don't feel like I'm so far up in the air Oh yeah, actually back in the back of my seat again, so that's nice. Previously I was being launched forward. Yeah, this feels alright. Perfect. Finally got the right ride height. Now I'm 5'11" and 230 pounds. These 13.5-inch Burley shocks are perfect for me. They're a dual coil system that offers both good shock absorption off of little bumps and big bumps combined. Sort of the poor man's Legends, if you will, minus they're not quick click adjustable. Yeah. Oh yeah, staying in the back of the saddle, see? Hitting these bumps, no problem. Good stuff. Alright y'all, hell, that's a good install. Yeah baby, that'll do. Watch out for my sandy corner. God damn, I love an Evo. Fell in love with an Evo last night. Oh, so good. So good. Alright, how many times? Anybody in the comments? Drop how many times I'll burn my leg backing down this driveway in shorts. Okay, well, if you guessed 0, you would be right. Eventually I'll change this to a 2-in-1 exhaust. Exhaust came pretty dinged up when I bought it. And I always like the 2-in-1 for a more sporty ride anyway. You lose some of the real grumble associated with these bikes, but you gain, well, a little bit too. Alright, well, let's close this video out. Remember, just ride.